how are you? Hey, this here Shenandoah Briscoe coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. You know, this is blog 160. That's right, blog 160. Alrighty. Another 10 under the belt. Felt like 150 was old. Boy, now I'm 160. Well, I tell you what. My hair looks good today, don't it? I like it when it's fluffy. Anyway, I've got just something I've got to say. Okay. The whole argument about the rebel flag and bringing it down to half-mast. Now, okay, how many state flags do they ever drop down to half-mast when somebody dies? How many, they'll drop the United States flag down to half-mast, but they don't drop, if there's a bunch of people murdered at a football stadium, they don't drop the stadium's flags down to half-mast. The team's Pittsburgh Steelers team, they don't drop that flag down to half-mast. They don't drop a state flag down to half-mast, as far as I know. I've never heard of it. So why in the world would they make microphone off? Why in the world would they make that make them half-mast the rebel flag on the state capitol building? It's just they want what they want when they want it, or they want to force you to do what they want you to be forced to do and not let you have equal rights either. That being said, that's my soapbox for that. It makes no sense to me. Now, that being said, here we go. I want to say a shout out and appreciation to the Corbetts and to my dad and to Craig and Anier and and by the way, Kevin Weidman, thanks for the like on Facebook. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you people are. Glad everybody is forwarding. I'm glad everybody's forwarding my my posts, because my blogs, because I'm getting a little bit more recognition out there, and that's always a good thing. A little recognition here and there, and well, that's the way to go. A little recognition. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that a bunch. And Angela, yes, I throw you on every once in a while, Angela, just because of the fact that, I mentioned the hotel there in South Carolina. You know the one I'm talking about. The Hampton Inn Northeast. That's right, the Hampton Inn Northeast. If you ever find yourself in Columbia, South Carolina, and you would like to find yourself a nice handicapped accessible hotel, and or in general hotel for anybody of any stature, why, you can't beat the Hampton Inn Northeast. The staff out there are excellent people, and I tell you what, if you are handicapped, you can't beat the facilities. They'll even bring the batteries out and let you use their pool lift so you can drop right down into the swimming pool. Well, I'll tell you, they put out a pretty good spread for their breakfast, 'cause it ain't no continental breakfast. You can get yourself some waffles. You can get yourself some eggs. They just do it all out. They don't just throw you a little roll and say, here you go. they do a full spread breakfast. And then they put a little something together after in the late evening there, so that you've got a little something for a bedtime snack. So don't forget to stop on in to the Hampton Inn Northeast in Columbia, South Carolina. Alright? Well, alrighty then. Have to mention it every now and again because I enjoyed myself when I stayed there. Alrighty. Yesterday sounded pretty much like a radio station, and I kind of liked it. I haven't done anything with it yet today. So let's see if we can't pull it off again today. Let's see if I got a little drinky here. That there's good old H2O. That's right, H2O. Water, that is. Good to drink and good to have. Keeps your body hydrated from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. You know, you've got to have that blood flowing through your body. And if you don't have hydration, well, you don't have good blood. What'd you think of my piano playing yesterday? How was that? Was that good piano playing or what? I enjoyed it. Boing. Oh, yep. Oh, that there was the front end song. I mean, the front end for the Uneasy Rider. I done the Uneasy Rider not too long ago, so I'm not going to do the Uneasy Rider again. Well, you know, I'd like to have you all know that if you're going to go over to Jefferson or John Cochran Hospital and you have to be checked in and you're spinal cord injury, they have a ward over there now. And then that ward, you can get in there and they know pretty much how to take care of you now. Used to they did that. They had, you would be kind of placed over there all willy-nilly wherever they felt like they was going to put you. But now they've got a ward. And in the ward, they kind of can take care of you a bit better. So, the last time I went wasn't too fun. But this past time I went, well, I enjoyed myself. Well, did I enjoy myself? The results weren't great, but the people were great. So there you go. That being said, I didn't want to go ahead and jump on a commercial without that commercial. You know, it's always good to let the staff and people know that you appreciated them whenever you was there. Alright. Alrighty then. Got an itch on my nose and I can't scratch it because if I scratch it, it'll pull my microphone down. And if it pulls my microphone down, then I'm going to have a microphone all the way down to my chin. And speaking of that, it was already trying to get down to my chin. And if it gets down to my chin, then it doesn't really work right for me and or for you. So, let's see. Do I want to sing a song today? Do I want to sing about the moon and the June and the spring? I want to sing I want to sing yeah, that song, if you put in on a random search engine like Google or something like that, didn't want to mention it because I'm not sponsored by them, but if you was to put it in on Google and you put in songs with lyrics, I want to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. And you don't have to say moona. You can just say moon, June, and spring. And anyway, it'll bring up the cartoon video of the little owl that done that in the cartoon. That's what introduced me to the song. As a matter of fact, I done Green Door that one day. Green Door. One more night without sleeping, watching till the morning comes creeping. Green Door. Oh, what's that secret you're keeping? Well, there's an old piano and they play it hot behind the green door. Green door. Don't know what they're doing, but they laugh a lot behind the green door. Green door. Anyway, I was introduced to that song through by the way, that's the way it starts out. The Muppet Show. That's right. I was introduced to that one by the Muppets Show. And then there was another one I was introduced by, and it was a war song, basically. Ooh, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. That was another Muppet Show song introduction. So, sometimes there's different movies or shows on television that I'm introduced to songs, and I like to repeat those songs because, well, they interested me. As a matter of fact, back in the good old days when Happy Days was on, there were so many songs on that show that was just, great stuff. Richie and them done their Halloween show one time, and they done, let's see, let me try to pull that up. Song lyrics for the Monster Mash. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight from my monster. Scratch that. Scratch that. Microphone off. Okay. I'm sorry. What happened? What happened there was I forgot to close my microphone off, and well, it shut me out of my window because it started reading everything. But anyway, I was working in my lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight from my monster. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. He did the mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash. He caught on in a flash. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. They did the mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash. It caught on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included the Wolfman and Dracula and his son. The scene was rockin'. All were digging the sounds. Igor on the chairs and backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They played the mash. They played the Monster Mash. They played the mash. It was a graveyard smash. They played the mash. It caught on fast. It caught on in a flash. They played the mash. They played the Monster Mash. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by doing just one thing. He opened the lid and then he shook his fist and he said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? It's now the mash. It's now the Monster Mash. It's the mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's now the mash. It caught on in a flash. It's now the mash. It's now the Monster Mash." So there you go. Oh, wait. Now everything's cool. Drac's a part of the band, and my Monster Mash, it's the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. And when you get to my door, tell 'em who sent you. Then you can mash. You can Monster Mash. The Monster Mash. You can do the graveyard smash. Then you can mash. You catch on in a flash. You can mash. Then you can Monster Mash. Da-da-da-dum. There you go. So that was that. Hey, that was a Crypt Kicker 4. Yes, sir. This was written by Robert Pickett, Leonard Kravitz, and Bob Pickett. Copyright and Acoustics and Gary Sounds back in I'm not sure. It was a 1950s project. There you go. So there we have it. Back in the 1950s. The Monster Mash. Alrighty then. Just wanted to check her out. Give her a shot. See if we couldn't do another sing-song type thing. You know I got to do it every day. You know, I was in Walmart the other day, and I felt obliged to speak to people. And matter of fact, there was a one-way mirror up there, and I started talking to the one-way mirror, and I said, "Hello, and how are you? Welcome to Walmart. Yes, Walmart is a fine and dandy store, and I hope you come on in and enjoy your shopping experience today. Yes, sir. If you need some assistance, I'm glad to give it to you. Just ask a question, and I'll be more than happy to help. Yes, sir, I would like to become one of these days a Walmart greeter. Now, you may not think I'd be good at that, but then again, you don't know me. Because if you knew me, you'd know." Does that say 18? Well, by golly, I'm almost at 20 seconds. Well, you know what that means. That means this here is Shenandoah Briscoe saying, "Hello, and how are you? You know, God loves you, and so do I. So, be blessed and have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm hoping I will see you soon."